Hey everybody, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is part of Star Wars Saturdays. What? There's nothing there, dude. It's fine. Sorry. Attack. Chihuahua. We are playing Star Wars Saturdays, which is my ongoing anthology. Been running for a few years now. Every month I choose a different game and we create characters and tell stories in this big galaxy. This is part of Gauntlet Community's Open Gaming Weekend happening in October of 2020. Holy crap, 2020. So we're going to be playing a reskin of the wonderful Monster of the Week by Evil Hat, created by Michael Sands, that I call Bounty of the Week. Heavily inspired by the Mandalorian series that you can see on Disney Plus, and I adore. Everyone is playing bounty hunters and they're a team of bounty hunters, so obviously your bounties are super more important or something. That's the ticket. So we have a few safety tools that I want to remind everybody about. We have lines and veils. A line is, this is content, hard boundary. We are not interested in exploring it in play. We don't even want it to be part of our world. And it's Star Wars, so we can totally just do that thing. Our lines are, and wait till the end, because it's my favorite line: sexual assault, sexual violence, torture, death or endangerment of children, harm to pet animals, and we have a line on, this is the only time I'll say it, midichlorians. That's right, no mention of them whatsoever. A veil, we have one veil that's softer limit where we're okay with the content existing in our world. We just don't want to shine a light on it. So if it comes up, we will quickly cut away or star wipe or fade to black. And the veil is on suicide. And then we have Ask First. These are pieces of content that hopefully we as a group can be mindful of. And if we feel the inclination to introduce it, even in like backstory, or definitely if we're going to bring it on screen, let's check in with a group. Hey, I've got an idea that maybe this thing could be a deal. And if anyone says, can we try it a different way? We walk away from that and we just don't introduce the content at that time. Context is key, friends. And so the Ask First is consensual sex, interpersonal violence. Just so I'm clear, the way I read that is like betrayal between PCs, I think. Is that okay? Cool. If somebody has a different interpretation, feel free to let me know. Speciesism or racism. Interesting. I have to say, I use that from time to time. So I'm glad somebody put that there, and I will ask first. And then mind control or domination, which I'm glad that someone put that in, because I had an original idea of your quarry and it was totally that thing. Now I'm going to something else and it's all good. No problem whatsoever. No one has ever used a safety tool and made a game worse, in my opinion. Like none that I've ever experienced. It always makes it better because it shows that we have trust, and often it will force us to become more creative, right? Because we start this thing, we block it, we move on. Which reminds me, there's one last safety tool, which is the X card. The X card trumps all of this in that if it's something you didn't realize was going to come up, hey, I didn't know a crazy used car salesman named Danny would be in my Star Wars, and I've got an uncle named Danny, and I really don't like this. X card it. All you have to do is say, hey, man, I need to X card this thing, or type it in the chat. If I miss the chat, somebody else just say, hey, Rich, can you check chat? And I'll pause play just to check in and make sure I understand what is being X carded. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to tell us the story of why. There's no justification needed whatsoever. You can X card any aspect of this game unless you say, I don't want it to be in space. Then I'm going to say, why are you here? But everything else is totally X cardable, and that's A-okay with me. I once X-carded a warehouse in a Star Wars game. Someone was like, this is set in a warehouse. And I said, well, hold on. This is Star Wars. If this is going to be a warehouse, I want lava flowing into it or like speeder bikes going away, because that's too friggin' boring. And then we reset it and it was way better. So there you go. X-cards, good thing to have. So with all of that out of the way, or at least explained, let's go around the horn. Everyone has created their hunters. We're going to have each person introduce themselves, then tell us a bit about your hunter. And then once we've seen all of our hunters, we will do what's history, which comes straight from Monster of the Week. I'd like to start from the left, heading towards the right. Thanks, Beaker. We appreciate that. I didn't put a place where you put. Oh, there I did. I was like, I couldn't read. Patrick, you get to go first. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm Patrick, he, him, and I'm playing the Expert Playbook. My character is Dash Graven, also he, him, unnecessarily adventurous name. He is, let's see, I went with look of tailored clothes. He always has like clean and crisp and perfectly fitting and nice fabrics. He's always got this like signature, really well made like half cloak. And of course, bounty hunter, so things get messed up all the time. So really, he has a closet full of like 12 of that cloak, just so he doesn't borrow one the next time. Scarred face, I think, is part of why he wears the cloak. He's got like half of his face just has all these small cut scars across it, and you know he's got various and sundry nasty bounty hunter scars over the rest of his body too. I think for his like background for the expert, vaguely speaking, is he? Well, actually, let me ask the back up first. What's our time period?
Great question. The time period is very soon after Palpatine's death. So there are still pockets of the Empire that exist, but the New Republic is rising. But you guys kind of fill in the gaps. The bounty hunter guilds are still completely operational and legal.
Cool. That fits. I think he was on a planet where the Empire had enough control, especially as things were breaking down and the rebellion was starting to rise, that they like conscripted people from his planet. So he got forcibly taken into the Imperial army and got a year or two of training there before he managed to escape and run off somewhere else. I think he built up a lot of his martial training there with the Empire, but a lot of his expertness in staying out of the Empire's way and under their radar until they finally fell apart. Because I don't think they view deserters very well.
They don't.
Let's see. He's good at sharp and tech. I feel like he's too good at tech. Yes, I accidentally put a 2 there. It's a 1. Okay. My moves I went with were preparedness, which I roll when I need something unusual or rare, see if it's here or if it takes time. And the one with the plan. At the beginning of each hunt, roll sharp, and then I can get hold that I can spend to show up wherever I need to be prepared and ready, because that's awesome.
That is awesome.
I have a haven built into my ship or our ship. I imagine we'll figure that out. But it has a workshop. See there, remains of workshop. That's got I can work on stuff, tech things. A lore library, which I don't know what is a lore library look for a Star Wars bounty hunter.
Well,
what sort of stuff would be in there, you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about like the original trilogy, most everything was on like data pads. But then if you think about Clone Wars era and the prequels, I mean, they had like libraries, they had ancient tomes, there were even books in the sequel series on way out in the middle of nowhere. So it could be a lore library, which is just a collection of a bunch of data rods and crystals, if that's what you like. It could also be a mixture of those data rods and crystals and a few ancient tomes that haven't been transcribed because of X or Y. It totally can fit on a ship, though.
Gotcha. I think it's mostly the data rods and crystals sort of thing, because awesome space nonsense. But I do think he has like a small cabinet next to them that's like heavily locked up that has a couple of paper, very old books in it, which will connect to something I have in my gear.
Nice.
And then I have an armory, so if I need something special and rare that also hurts people, I have a move for that too. So I have all the special and rare stuff. And then for my gear, I went with a standard blaster pistol, because bounty hunter, and we need that. I went with armor with a rating of 1, so that it mostly just helps his clothes look more tailored. It's like hardened plates sort of sewn into various parts of his clothes. And then I took a Karking Darksaber because it was on there, so I took it. And I think that's what relates back to those ancient tomes, is he was on some planet with a weird ancient Jedi, Sith, something temple. He found this awesome glowy sword and some books that had pictures of the awesome glowy sword in it, and he ran before all of the evil ghost monsters that were coming for him got him.
Oh, that's just lovely. I really like that. I have a question about Dash Graven. Great name. Dash Graven's scars. He wears a hood and a cloak to hide the scars. Is he shy about them, embarrassed about them? How does he view those scars?
He tells people, like anybody that would ask about it, and that would, that he would open up to about, like, I ran away from the Empire. He tells people that it's because they're too distinctive, that they would get him caught, that they would get him noticed on camera or going past checkpoints, that sort of thing. But I think he was and is still, even with the scars, like, really handsome. But views himself as sort of ugly, monstrous now, and wants to hide that because of this, like, body image vanity thing.
Oh, ouch. That's rough. Now, last question I think that I have right now for Dash, because the Darksaber thing will be its own story, but what is the primary drive? Like, what does Dash, why does he hunt? Is it like for the thrill of the hunt, just for credits so they can get something? Not just credits, right? But like credits to get X, or because it keeps him moving? What is it that is his driver? And by the way, Stephen and Clint, just be thinking about an answer for yourself, because I'll be asking you that.
So I was looking through your bounty hunter's code on the character keeper, and I was sort of surprised and impressed by the, like, solidarity and we watch out for each other sort of vibe to it. So I think that's definitely what pulled him in. Obviously, he needed money to be on the run, but this was a group that would and could protect him from Imperials that were coming after him. If someone sent a whole, like, ship full of military police, obviously the bounty hunters couldn't help him, but they'll stop a couple of troopers from coming after him. They'll show him secret passages or ways to get around a city or off planet. I think he stayed with it because there's something to the justice of it. Like, he's not the sort of person that would ever do something as stupid as going off and joining the rebellion and trying to get himself killed for a big war. But the fact that there was the rebellion that fought against the evils of the Empire that he got caught up in, like, that's sort of inspired him. That sort of kept him in this line of work where he doesn't just take any bounty, but he's trying to find bounties that are worth hunting.
Nice. That's pretty dope. I like it a lot. Thank you so much, Patrick. And if you don't have one yet, that's totally cool. But Steve and Clint, either you guys have questions for Dash Graven? All right. Steven, you're up.
We can get to it when we get to mine, or I can bring it up now. Well, let's come back to me. Sorry, I don't want to get in the way.
Oh, yeah. No, you're not in the way at all, Clint. If the question is, who are you the trainee of? Yeah, I'm also curious about that.
Should we have that talk now?
Is that a history question or something like that for you?
Well, since I'm a droid that has been reprogrammed, someone's had to have reprogrammed me, and I assume it's one of you.
Okay. Let me introduce my character, and then you can
let's do it.
Say which one fits best.
Cool. Thank you.
So, hi, my name is Steven. I use the he, him pronouns. Today I'm playing Vramlin Grad, who uses the they, them pronouns. I don't know that it matters that much to them. Um, Vramlin is a Gan, which, if you've seen the movies, in Empire Strikes Back, he's Zuckuss. It's an insectoid kind of thing with big gas mask looking thing on. Insectoid looking race. Vramlin is a sharpshooter. He breathes ammonia and he has a thick exoskeleton. Let's see. I'm good at fighting and protecting people and that kind of stuff. My moves are whenever I'm so the playbook I'm playing is the hard case, and the hard case seems to have been revamped and has a special track. That track is called Fire, and the move is called Furnace. So I get this track whenever I get hurt, somebody else a friend gets hurt, or someone defies me. That track starts going up. I can then spend those track points, and I'm getting angrier and angrier. So one of my moves is I can spend a fire to get an extra hold whenever I investigate a mystery. One of them is to spend a fire to ignore pain and discomfort. And let's see, my history. Ooh, my history just disappeared.
No, it didn't. It didn't disappear. I moved it down to other so that you could still
okay.
have, because the history is actually your history with the other hunters. So I moved it down to your other for you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So my history is whenever I spend a fire to protect someone, I get +1 forward and can protect them even if they're out of reach or something like that. My background is I'm a tradition of shamanistic bounty hunters called Findsmen among the Gan. Ooh. Gand. And the Gand is basically they have kind of a religious worship in order to they get omens from the ammonia mists of their homeland, and that tells them kind of who to track down. So the answer to your question, Rich, about why I am a bounty hunter, it's because it's a part of my religion.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Wikipedia for the win, right? I didn't know any of that until this morning. As far as weapons, I have a battered blaster rifle, and I have a blaster carbine, probably stolen from some kind of trooper or something. And then I have concealed armor. So my Chitness armor is armor 2, basically. It's really tough.
Mm.
Yep.
Nice. Nice. I don't know if I've had a Gand, like a PC. This is super good. I'm digging it. Cool. Yeah, so we know why you do it. Part of your religion, which is fascinating. Yeah. So if you check the NPCs in places, there is on row 26 another bounty hunter named Gunuk Nash, who is a Trandoshan. The Trandoshan also have a culture centered around the great game. The two of you and Gunuk Nash Vramlin, have in your history, you came into conflict over a quarry. Who won that competition and why?
They won that competition, and they basically played dirty. From my perspective, I'm on a mission from God. From their perspective, they're playing a big game, right? So everything's fair and is fine if in that game kind of situation. But from my perspective, they crossed a boundary. Okay, I think in this case, let me describe that boundary that they crossed. The bounty was for alive or dead, more if alive, and they killed the bounty to get it away from me to turn it in.
Dirty sons of guns. That's great. So you had them in hand. He just sniped them and took them out.
Yep.
Sweet. So we're going to say that was a Neimoidian. Neimoidians are like, the kind of froggy dudes that were in the prequels. Because I think that would be cool. And I don't think I have cheat names for Neimoidians. So we will say that it was one of the Gunray clan, because I remember Newt Gunray from the prequels. We will probably call it Tarek Gunray. And I'll type that in chat. But that's the person that you were arresting honorably, who was assassinated by your rival. Maybe not an enemy, but maybe Gunnock Nash. That is awesome. Sweet. Thank you very much, Stephen. Clint, you are up. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
My name's Clint, he, him. I am playing C-47. He is a reprogrammed Imperial security droid. The same thing K2SO was. So 7 foot tall, really long arms, really long skinny legs. Yeah, so I think one of you were the ones who found me and reprogrammed me. Either one of you want to take responsibility for that?
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with it, but it's sort of the thing of like, do you want to follow a sort of professional path or the sort of like philosophical path that Stephen is?
So the way I'm kind of seeing him is just a very energetic, very positive, kind of going the opposite of the way K2SO was, where he was very sarcastic and dark. I want this guy to be very just like, good job, guys, let's go. Almost like just an excitable teenager who just happens to be 7 feet tall and can punch through walls.
That's delightful.
So, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I have him with a blaster rifle and a pair of nunchucks because the nunchuck sounded like a fun thing.
I'm so glad I left that in there from the mundane. Yay!
Yeah. And a hoverboard. So yeah, maybe I just came as part of the ship, maybe.
Oh yeah, came with the ship. That's crazy. You guys are flying in the Viridian Hornet, which is in the NPCs and Places tab. Came with the ship, an ex-Imperial droid. Interesting.
Ex-Imperial, I've got a workshop. I'd be happy to be the one that reprogrammed you.
Okay. But basically, I think you both are really awesome. And I'm excited to help you guys out.
This is great. There is nothing wrong with this in any way, shape, or form. It is perfection. Sweet. Good. So why do you do this? This hunting thing?
I'm going to say that I think it's because I am such a big fan of both Dash and Varium.
Framlin, I think.
Framlin. That it's just in my program. Like I've been programmed to go out and hunt bounties and work with this ship.
Okay. Do you give up your pay? What do you do with the credits that you earn?
Huh. I haven't thought about that way.
If you want a minute or two to think about it,
Yeah,
I can
let
circle back to
me
you.
come back to that. Maybe
right.
something will show up in play.
So Dash, the Viridian Hornet is the ship that you guys have. I've got some pictures of it starting on column K of the NPCs and Places. It's kind of a big thing. It's a 4-level ship, more than enough space for your workshop and your armory and all that good stuff. The Hornet class fast courier, it's a nice ship. Are we saying that C-47 was maybe discarded on the ship, or Dash, you tell C-47 that they came with the ship, but maybe you actually stole that droid when you went AWOL? What are you thinking?
I sort of like that if you do, Clint.
Yeah, that sounds good. So you stole me when you left?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
part of how I got out is I did like a quick hack on you to be like, no, this official droid, he's taking me places because he's official and a droid, and who could say no to that?
I mean, we could have
And
done the
then-
whole like you were handcuffed and I was escorting you to some sort of prison.
Nice. And then, yeah, it was probably a longer process of finding all of the various buried bits of Imperial code and working them out one by one.
Cool.
Sweet. Let's circle back around and do some history. So let's work out. I mean, we've already got a lot of it worked out, but let's just, if there are any more we want to add to flavor, we can. We don't have to go too deep into this, but try to see if we've got some.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. So I think I'll go with the straightforward for C47, which is they are your student, apprentice, ward, or child. I'll decide which. It's sort of student, apprentice.
Yeah.
Cool. And then what would you like to work out with Vram? Vram. Ooh, okay, going with Vram. Sweet. I didn't see that until just now.
Vram, there is something perfect in here. They once helped you get a singular item, which is now part of your haven. Tell them what it was. It was a carking darksaber.
Nice. Someday we'll have to. Who knows? Maybe in the middle of this one shot, we'll carve out a flashback to figure out. Nice. Oh, is everybody aware what a darksaber looks like? Okay, cool. Steven, yes?
It's a black lightsaber.
There you go.
Yeah, basically.
It's Black Lightning saber. I don't know. Awesome. Those are great. Vram, what histories do you want to hand out?
So I think that Vram has his own room on the Hornet, and it's got like an airlock, and he keeps an ammonia atmosphere inside that room. So any humanoids, whenever they come by, they tear up and all that kind of stuff because a little bit of that gas escapes through the airlock. But C-47 can come in and out, no problem. So I respect C-47 as a comrade in arms, the two toughest bastards in this outfit. How's that sound? Because, everyone else cries about air.
Right? Like, who does that?
Right. And for Dash, there's one, let's see. You came across this hunter in your time of hard knocks, decide how they were involved and how you became good friends. This goes back to the Darksaber incident. My background as a findsman, part of that is being a bodyguard. So I think I was hired on before I came part of the bounty hunter clan as a bodyguard, on a mission you were on, and that's how you gain the Darksaber.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Clint, what about you?
So I have for Dash, he reprogrammed me, so they are my hero, exactly the kind of bounty hunter I aspire to be. And then for Vram, he's my good friend. We share a lot of the outsiderness that the rest of the world, the more humanoid, air-breathing people seem to have. Excuse me, my allergies. Yeah. And I'm just like overall just like big fans of both of them. And I would put myself in front of anything that gets in their way. Any harm.
Note to self, put harm in their way.
Yeah.
Sweet. We've been going at it for an hour. Is everybody good, or do we want to take a quick 5-minute break?
Take a break real quick.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's right at the hour. We'll be back in 5. All right. We pick up our hunt, or we pick up with our hunters. And you are on Nar Shaddaa. You see behind us the beautiful like red skies of Nar Shaddaa. Nar Shaddaa is also known as the pleasure planet. It is a moon in Hut space. It's kind of space Vegas, for lack of a better term. Very seedy. Hut space is 100% like good news about Hut space. They did not have any problems with the Galactic Empire because they repelled them. Bad news about about the Hut space is they have no interest in the New Republic. Hut space is Hut space. So we pick up with you guys. You finished a hunt recently. You're here doing a little bit of R&R. Dash, what's the latest scar you received on this hunt, and how do we see you caring for that?
I think it's a like a burn scar that runs across like all four fingers of one hand, and we see him like in the ship, in his workshop, which is like disastrously unclean for dealing with wounds. But he's got like just like a little like squeeze pack, sort of like a ketchup packet or sort of one-time use thing that's like back to gel, that he's spreading on it. And then there's, I don't know, like a weird shrinking glove bandage that he puts on and then like form shapes to his hand to hold the back to gel in place.
Nice. And then we pick up with maybe Vram and Clint. Are you good? You disappeared. That was so cool. Is Clint having some tech issues?
Internet-y.
So we'll pick up with Vram and possibly C47 in your quarters. This person that you guys just hunted, took the three of you to capture them. What was, and I'm going to use that to kind of roll into your beginning of session move as well. But what was, tell us a bit about the quarry. What was it that led you to them here on Nar Shaddaa?
So I think the quarry was actually a Gamorrean, and had gotten messed up in the Hutt's cartel. And this Gamorrean was kind of a thug. So there was a bounty put on the Gamorrean to pull him in order to get more information about some of the nefarious goings on in a rival Hutt gang.
Ooh, okay, cool. So you found a bit about a rival Hutt gang. Interesting.
We're actually just pulling him in, and they're going to put the heat on him in order to, do all that stuff. It's just a bounty.
Got it. He's just a bounty. Yeah, cool. That means that acquisition could be lucrative for future work. So, we will pick up with all of you guys on ship. Cool. Clint, you with us?
I think I've caught back up.
Okay, good.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it seems like we can still see you. You're like moving. It's starting to become a little more clear.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I can hear you the whole time, so we're good.
Perfect. And I've found that like if you continue to have the issues, sometimes turning the camera off can help. So nobody's going to be bothered if you need to do that. We will pick up with all of you guys at the ship. You're docked here on the spaceport, one of the many spaceports in Nar Shaddaa, when you receive a comm from the guild. Is coming through guild signals, kind of the precursor. So who answers it?
I'm going to let Dash answer it because I think both C47 and Vram both have vocoders.
Oh,
Nice.
that's dope.
So yeah, he'll like put down the stuff he was working on his hands and move over to the ship. And it was free Nord, that's it. And he'll hit the comms and say, Viridian Hornet.
Ah, you hear the voice of a Rhodian who has fed work to you guys before. Their name is Nakub Tame, and I will stick their name in the NPCs tab. Nakub says, yes, Dash Graven. Very good, very good. Listen, congratulations on your recent hunt. The quarry, the acquisition, has already fed important information, and it has given us a lead. We have another hunt for you. Are you and your
Just
crew...
say that one was a little more prepared than you let on.
It was a Gamorrean. I'm sure that it wasn't prepared. We're hoping to keep you ahead of the acquisition's intel this time.
Be a nice change.
Hmm.
Fine.
Wow.
Oh, don't go all green. What do you got for me?
It's this little, he blinks a couple times, sees his little, because he's a Rhodian, right? You got the little suction cups on his fingers. There's a Ratataki gang. They have run afoul of the New Republic. The New Republic has deigned to take a bounty on a number of their member. We need you to go to Cato Nemoidia. It's the oldest of the Nemoidian purse worlds, near their home world, in the colonies region.
What's the rebellion got against this one?
There's a member of that Ratataki gang who has a number of bounties on their head. We have been scouring the galaxy, hoping for signs of them. We don't have a puck to give you, but we believe that one of the members of that gang, we have their chain code, and we can produce a puck for them. You find the older brother, you'll find the younger sister. She is the quarry. The gang, deal with him how you wish.
I'm sorry, what's this guy's name again?
If yours, Nakub is the name of the Rhodian you're speaking with.
Come on, Nakub. There's no puck. This seems pretty loose. Is this really the rebellion going after him?
You can get a puck on the brother, obviously. The brother's protecting the younger sister. It's as good as getting a puck on the quarry.
It's as helpful as getting a puck on the quarry, but it's not the same thing.
We'll throw in a 10% bonus.
Fine. You've been good to us in the past. I'll extend my trust on this. But just know I'm going to be looking into this case. I'll have words for you if you've been lying to me.
Wait till I key across the bounty. Warm or cold? Your call. There is a 25% bump for warm.
We're professionals. We try for that.
Good. Well, best of luck to you. So, Dash, I believe you have a start of session move. Let's go ahead and have you roll that.
I do. I'll look through what information he sent me and pull up some maps of the area. Sharp. Right. Okay. So that's 6 plus 2 is 8.
Nice.
8. I get 1 hold. So yeah, I'll call the other two up. Say, hey, we got a job coming in.
That's so exciting.
It's a job, so it's work. I'm excited about work.
Is it a good job? Like, not like the last one where we were just hauling someone in?
It's I don't know. It's a questionable job, but from a good source. How about that? There's some details that are rubbing me wrong, but it's the rebellion that's calling the bounty, so they must have some good reason.
I'm sure it'll all be great.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll go wonderfully, just perfect. Here, I'll pull up some. He's gonna show you the maps that he's got pulled up, and I don't know. So I have some like photo ID for the brother and sister.
Yes. The brother's name is Sisus, or it's with a C, Sisus. And I have added the picture of him in row 5 of the keeper. And
He looks friendly.
He does. And his rap sheet is long. He is a very violent repeat offender criminal who does not appear to have ever been actually arrested for the crimes he's committed.
And I'd be a lot more comfortable if he was the one that was on the bounty.
I was going to say, are you sure that he's not the one who's on the puck?
No, I mean, Rhodians get weird about gendering, but he definitely said brother several times.
And then the picture, which you recognize is hand-drawn, it is not an actual hollow of any kind, is of a Ratataki female by the name of Jacu, Jaku or Jasu. We'll go Jasu because there's a planet called Jakku.
This is what's bugging me. There's no puck on this Jasu. There's no official pictures. We got like an artist's impression. It's weird. I'm just saying, it's weird.
It's got a really good aesthetic to it, though.
Yeah, you can really see there's talent in the artist. That is not what we're talking about.
Sorry.
Fram, what do you think? It's he'll hit a button and there's like this large multi-zero number that pops up. It's a good bounty.
It's a good bounty. So what happens to the brother once we find him? We bring in the sister. We just leave the brother? He's not the quarry.
I mean, he's not listed in the contract, but being a brother and having that sort of rap sheet, I don't think he'll be happy about us taking her.
He'll probably be hounding us all the way home. Okay. I don't like not having a good image of her. This flat drawing is going to make it more difficult to identify.
There's a number of things I don't like, but if we can get on the ground, we can start looking into it more. Maybe we can find out some details.
That's why they pay us the big bucks.
Only if we live.
Ew.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, are you guys good to kind of we space wipe to you plugging in coordinates, leaving the pleasure planet of Nar Shaddaa, the Shadow Moon, as it's also known, plotting a course. So, do you guys have an astromech droid? Who's the pilot?
I'll pilot.
Yeah.
I love to fly.
C-47.
Nice.
I made sure they did.
I'm
We're
already.
in hyperspace. Yes, perfect. Sweet.
So we have the coordinates all set in. Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
All right.
So C-47, what have you done to the cockpit of the Viridian Hornet to accommodate, if anything, to accommodate yourself, because you're pretty tall.
Right. Well, I had to put a new seat in that was lower because it was impossible to make the ceiling higher. So my legs are like really kind of folded up. I think that's mostly the biggest thing. I've pushed the chair a little bit further back so I can kind of have a low rider sort of thing going with the controls since my arms are so long.
Like
But I can see all the proper switches and gauges.
Nice. I have unhidden a tab that is called Cato Nemoria. It has a few pictures, just a couple, unfortunately, of this purse world as is known. So it is, the cities of Cato Nemoria are built on large bridges that span massive rock arches. That's right. The cities are built on bridges.
That's the worst.
It's a good idea. I wish I had thought of it.
Beneath the giant rock arches are vast forests, rich in flora and fauna, and notable species include the Creehawk, a dangerous but beautiful avian found in some of the aviaries. The Nemorians are, well, they backed the wrong horse in the Clone Wars and were part of the Confederacy of Independent Systems, and took the brunt of a lot of the after effects as the Galactic Empire grew. There were a number of Nemorians who were brought up on charges, and as a result, there was a lot of upheaval. But things have worked out for those who survived. So, sorry for the background noise. No idea what's going on. Oh, look at that beagle. So sweet.
He hears your dog.
Huh? He's like, look at him. He's like, what's going on? Sweet. So we do a quick cut to you guys arriving at Cato Nemoria. And I'm curious, C-47, when the Cato Nemorian control tower contacts and they receive your transponder codes, right? And there's the handshake that happens so that you are the ship that you say you are. And they'll ask them, coming over the comms is another droid. And says, greetings, Viridian. We're glad to have you here. Oh, welcome.
Thank you. We're just on our way down to stop and get some supplies.
Stopping for supplies. All right, I'll log that. That is quite all right. We have some excellent prices. Now, this is a personal trip or business?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, it's personal.
And how is it business, may I ask?
Oh, no. Well, picking up supplies is part of our business.
Yes. And I'd like to see C-47 maybe pull off that bit of fast talk there. I think that you are trying to manipulate this particular droid and fast talk your way in. So once you've given them a reason, what you want them to do, roll plus charm.
Yeah, so we were planning on stopping down and refueling and getting all our new supplies. And our clearance number is 84275784AB, sir.
Nice. All right, roll 2d6 plus your charm. You are very charming, so I'm sure this will go
Plus
just
2, so I got an 8.
So did you just roll it? Because I see that you rolled a 3 plus 1 of 4, and the modifier of 2 gives you a 6. Is that what you rolled, or is
I did add it. So I'm sorry. I did add them.
No, it's okay. No, it's
yeah,
okay.
I got a 6 on it.
That's awesome. So the best news is that you get an XP.
I know.
First XP of the game. Woo! Awesome. That's great. And then you get the response. Oh, excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much for your information in the submission of this form, C-47. Please proceed to nav point on your radar now.
Cool. So
I think Dash is there in the cockpit with you, and he just sort of turns and gives you a big smile. Like, good job, buddy. I think those line subroutines are really coming along.
thank you. And C-47's still trying to figure out how to really fly this thing. So whenever he takes off or stops, it's like a 15-year-old trying to learn how to drive. They're like really jerky. So he pushes on the gas, and everyone kind of flies back a little bit. Driving a stick for the first time.
It's fine. Just no. Approach it calmly. Just smooth and slow. That's right. Smooth. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. You're doing fine. No, don't panic. Just pull back a little bit. I appreciate
your encouragement.
And you come down, and you're close to the ground, and you kind of hover for a second, and then you raise the landing, and that pops you back up a little bit.
Oh, that's good stuff. That's just really good. I love it. I love it. So yeah, you guys land the Viridian Hornet. You're on one of the bridge cities, right? And they have the landing areas on either side and then the main part of the city there. Interestingly enough, right? It's a bridge city. It's actually suspended. They don't use repulsor lift technology. They probably have that as some kind of backup for particular areas, but this city itself, if someone were to somehow sever either side of the bridge, not that I'm saying that someone would do that, but if someone were to do that, the city, the majority of it would just fall for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of meters.
Whoa. C-47, gentle landings. I mean, are we even sure like this whole bridge can take this much weight? We don't want to push things. All right.
Oh, we're not that heavy.
Sweet. So you guys, as you disembark and head on, there are two distinct things about Cato Nemoidia that you pick up. The first one is that imagine standing on a rope bridge. It just gently, like your whole world just gently moves slightly to the left and to the right. For C-47,
I will not, and you can't make me.
And the second thing that you notice is that there's just this ever-present, almost like if you've ever walked near where they have like big power lines, and for the first few moments when you get near enough to those power lines to hear it, you hear that low hum of like, and then it just kind of drops off as humans get used to things. There's the low sound of the gigantic ropes, just that the sound of the ropes occasionally just grind against each other a little bit. Yeah, so that's a ship. Yep. So you have the puck for your not quarry, but the brother of your quarry. And sure enough, Sissus, the member of the Ratataki gang that's holed up here in Cato Nemoidia. Cato Nemoidia, by the way, super space country club kind of vibe for a lot of this. So the fact that there would be a street gang of Ratataki here, definitely setting off one of these things is not like the other. No die roll needed for that, friends. So you guys are coming out, getting used to the weird sound of the rope bridge itself, the feeling of the gentle sway and movement. When you see that there are members of the Cato Nemoidia Defense Force who are here, and they have blaster pistols, and they do have armor, but it's like part of their uniform. They are Nemoidians, right? They have these like weird little helmets with the visors over, and the visor has HUDs on them. And one of them says, "Who is the captain of the Viridian Hornet?"
Well, that's me, Dash Graven. Nice to meet you. Here to pick up supplies.
Greetings, Captain Dash Graven. We'd like to inspect your ship while you are here visiting on personal business.
Is this a new policy? I don't remember reading anything about that in
comes
The
forward
docking
with a
brief.
little data pad. He says, "We have had some problems with particular infestations of certain fruits, and we have authorization for all visitors to subject their ship to inspection to make sure that they do not have any of the particular problems."
Oh, well, completely reasonable, friend. It's just totally reasonable. And luckily enough, you don't even have to worry. Don't eat fruit. Haven't touched it in years.
I agree. Fruit is gross.
Does Ram buy into this or just stand there silently?
I think Ram is just kind of silently there. I think he's actually probably fingering his weapons.
Ooh.
Kind of like, I think something's going to go down, but I think he'll step up next to Dash and say, "How long will this inspection take?"
Ooh, nice. It will take no longer than 1 hour. You may stay here and observe us as we inspect the ship if you wish. It's a very simple process.
It seems a very straightforward and simple process. Here, I'll pull out like a little floor layout plan of the ship. Be like, the food stores are right here. You can just go there and check, and you'll see. It's nothing but protein packs and alcohol.
Thank you very much. This will expedite our process. We appreciate it. Then he does this weird like sharp whistle, and then a pair of like loath dogs are brought in. Do you guys have any like illegal substances on board the Viridian Hornet?
I wouldn't unless it's some kind of weapon, which I doubt it would be.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think C-47
locked
cares
case
about
of books.
I'm pretty sure we've cleaned everything out.
Sweet.
Would the dark saber be illegal?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's definitely on me.
Right. I figured, but
I think the library has those books in it, and like I can't swear that everything I have in the workshop to work on weapons is 100% legal everywhere.
Well, if they're looking at fruits, we may not. They may not be checking for everything.
So I will volunteer if you want to start looking for the equipment that we need. I will volunteer to stay here and look and assist with this inspection.
Yes, yeah. You just you show them anything they need to see, and you offer all assistance necessary. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
He winks at you, but you can't see it because there's a hood in the way of his eyes.
But you're pretty sure that the content of the wink came through.
He just winked at you.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's great. Sweet. So yeah, Dash, I assume once you're clear of the little landing area, I'm imagining like there's this circular thing I'm stealing from like the way it was kind of laid out in Tatooine, right? It's a thing where you can land down in there and there are enough equipment and resupplies and all that stuff. They're going to come on board, Ram, and do the inspection. And you realize that like they have a couple of loath dogs and they're doing the thing, but it doesn't look like they're looking for anything other than what they were talking about. It just looks like it's going to take a little bit of time, right? The idea of bugging out of here right away is probably not going to work. But other than that, you think that you should come out of this okay.
I harass them. Move it along. Hurry. Come on. We don't have all day.
Sweet. We appreciate your understanding and your patience. But they're gonna like do their thing. So Dash, you've got the puck, and you find that as far as the puck is telling you, your quarry, but your unofficial quarry, the brother Sissus, is here. He's within less than a mile away from your location. What do you want to do?
I definitely want to head in that direction, but I'm still sort of itchy about security forces being there when we land. So I'm sort of worried about people watching us. So I'm gonna head that way, but look for a market type area because I mean we could genuinely use some more supplies for the ship. So why don't we start by doing what we're supposed to while we're gathering information?
You bet. Easy enough to do. Like in most ports and spaceports, the market itself is a stone's throw away, so that it's easier for people that are offloading cargo taken from other planets and sell them at the market. The market, there's got to be better ways to describe this, but Rich is just going to use this kind of caveman words to describe it. Imagine being at a bazaar in Disney. Like everything has this like really pretty and just perfectly colored and coiffed just so right, and you swear that like the price tag sticky is just like has just been taken off. Everything feels new. Everyone's clean. Everything's super expensive here, but it's really good quality. But yeah, there's it's very cosmopolitan. You see, there are a number of Nemoidians here. Like it's like 80% Nemoidian to any other species, and it's very bougie. Like it's very frou-frou. There's lots of like you could get this special netting, and it's like way more expensive and kind of uber and extra. Very shopper image catalog. Everything is like naturalistic, but also the finest quality. Just like guava beans, instead of anything that's regular, it's always like 2 levels up on that.
And I think Dash was, this is all a cover and everything, but like there's a couple of clothing shops that he actually gets really into and probably spends a little bit too much time at. Like just, well, maybe could I try on like one of that one? But
of course, sir. And they're very polite and they're just like super upbeat. Like C-47, everybody's happy here. It's amazing.
And I think while he's like looking at himself in a like red cloak in the mirror, he sort of leans over towards C-47. Hey, buddy, I think maybe you could go find like a data port, get into local network, maybe slice some police feeds, security feeds, find out anything recent's going on.
That's a great idea. I'm going to go right over there. There's a place that looks like they're selling motivators. I'll see if they can hack into there.
Yeah, but subtle, and you're not.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the lying subroutines? We talked about this.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
wait,
you're good.
Remind me.
Oh, that's the part where you don't tell everybody exactly what you're doing.
That's right. Yes. I got it. I won't tell anybody what I'm doing.
And I think Dash is sort of like staring at himself in the mirror again. Only half hears that part. Yeah. Good job, buddy.
So, Ram, it turns out that Dash has wasted enough time getting some really dope looking suits that just had to be taken in just a little bit because these human sized Nemoidians are a little more like broad.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they have the tailor on site. So, of course,
Exactly.
I'm going to make it's just more convenient.
I mean, yes, it's already included in the price for the garment.
Yeah, it'd be
We want it
wasting
to
money
fit
if I
perfectly.
didn't.
Exactly. Throwing it away. But yeah, Vram, by the time they finish up and give you the clean bill of health, you're able to, do you join C-47 as he's going over to the little tech shop, or do you catch up to Dash Graven while he's trying on another cloak?
So I think as everything is, completing here at the ship, I'm rushing the guy, I'm rushing the guards, the Nemoidians. They finish out. I'm like, you can tell that I'm really annoyed and I'm really frustrated. And I finally usher them out of the bay and I hit the little button, boop, boop, and I head off into the, into the bazaar and everything. And I'm rushing. Okay. So GANs are actually relatively short. I think they're like 4.5 or 5 feet.
Oh gosh. Okay.
They're relatively short. So I'm just booking it through here. And I've actually passed the 2 of them. And I think we still see, like, the camera still sees Dash kind of posing in the mirror. And all of a sudden I kind of pull up short and I step back and you see that head kind of cock, and I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. And I kind of wander over to Dash where he's like in the outfits, and I'm like, is this where we needed to go?
Of course, it's where we needed to go. You see the sale on these boots? Now, tell me honestly, which one do you like? Do you like the teal or the aqua?
It will not last. It will be destroyed as soon as the first, good run that we have in that. Where's C47?
I have
He's-
stepped over into a equivalent of an iPhone store, Apple store, and
Oh,
I am.
So you're like near a Genius bar and trying to plug in to do some
Yeah,
slicing?
I
God, it's so
have
good.
started talking to the other computers there about some of the technical issues I'm having with my person, as well as our ship. And in doing so, I'm trying to I'm trying to get them to allow me to tap into their system so I can do a self-diagnostic. But I'm really just wanting to tap into their mainframe.
I love the idea that you're kind of at a Genius bar and you're trying to plug in, and there's like a salesperson right there saying, "Oh no, here, let me show you what this does," and you're like, "No, I can plug it." Yeah.
Trust me. I've done this before. I used to work at the tech store at the other planet we were just on with the Vegas place.
Narshada.
Yeah, thank you. I'm bad with names.
He's out in the market. Good. I was just answering for him. He's out in the market, updating his data files.
Cool. So we'll jump to the scene at the Genius bar.
Oh, you work tech at Narshada? Excellent. Well, I guess we can look the other way if you want to do a little self-diagnostic, although there are some subroutines you really should try.
Oh, like what?
And then this droid will start rattling off some things that you can pay attention to or ignore as you investigate a mystery.
Yep. Which stat is the mystery?
Sharp,
Sharp. Okay, thank you.
which
That's
you are
what I-
flat at.
Which I'm 0. Cool. All right, here we go. Ugh, got a 5.
Oh, really? So the good news is you get another experience point. And you're going to get a whole advance out of this. This is great. So you find out exactly where Sissus is, and you're able to splice into the cam feeds to see that he is currently at one of the nightclubs, but it's daytime, right? And he's heading out with a blaster, and he's leaving some of his gang behind to go somewhere. It's the perfect opportunity, but if you do, you're going to have to go somewhere by yourself. Like, you got to go now to deal with this guy.
I'm gonna turn around real fast to see if I see either Dash or Varn.
No.
Do I have time for that? Like a last?
Yeah, you can
minute,
you look across and you see that that maybe Vram and Dash are like slightly. There's a couple people on stilts who are coming by, and like it kind of obfuscates your view. You know they're over there. Surely they're gonna. You've got comms. You can just tell them what you're doing as you go. It's fine. You get XP if you go.
All right. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, I have a move. I'm going for it. So I'm going to do the, don't worry, I'll check it out. So I just start walking that way, and I comment to them, and I say, I found Cicero, and I'm headed that direction. He's over by the nightclub, blah, 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 and I tell them where he's at.
So I think that Vram gets back over the comm and is like, he grabs Dash kind of by the back of the scruff, okay, like this, because he's short, and starts like, okay, pulling him out of the shop, and he's like, do not engage until we get there. We'll be right there, blah, blah, blah. Where are you? And he's far enough ahead we can't catch up.
That's right.
Like, Come on.
Well, I mean, Dash, you've got to pay for this stuff. We will
Yeah, I'm
absolutely
like
have this sent
frantically
right-
motioning to the counter person. I'm like, here's our docking slip, and here's your credit rod, and just give me like 4 of those in the red, and then 10 of them in the brown, right? Yeah.
Of course. We'll have this shipped directly to your ship. No problem. We'll have this take care of right now. We'll start boxing it up, sir. Thanks for shopping with us.
Are those hats? He says as Fram is like dragging him out the door.
He
Ram's
starts to
like,
come out.
come on.
Sweet. So C-47, we jump ahead to you. You calmed in like you were supposed to. You know that they're right behind you. You heard Ram. It's all good. And you see that this Ratataki matches the description, looks exactly like the guy that you saw on the puck. This is Sissus. He hops onto a swoop bike and he's by himself.
Okay.
So he's at the end of this little alleyway. He's at the back of where this club was. The club is one of those like poured concrete domes. Like they literally had this kind of form shape that they pour the concrete in and hardens in these really abstract and bizarre looking ways. And he's just come out of the side there and he's hopped onto his swoop bike, and you see he kind of opens up this little packet and he snorts up some kind of thing, and then he's about to take off. What do you do?
What's the situation with like what kind of gear we have on us and things like that?
I imagine that you probably have secret compartments for most of your gear.
Cool.
So
So
I kind of imagine you having like the nunchucks in an arm like holder.
yeah. So kind of what I think I want to do is, since I know that my guys aren't with me yet, and he's on a speeder by himself, I don't want to just shoot him, but I want to follow him. Can I attach something to my rifle that's going to attach a tracking beacon to him, to the bike?
Oh, interesting.
Like, I'm going to pull out this thing and shoot it and attach a homing beacon.
Sure. Don't forget though, right? Like if this is the guy, you already have a tracking fob that is that puck.
Oh,
so
that's-
it's Mandalorian tech, right? So you kind of have that.
Okay, so forget that.
Sorry.
No. I'm glad you said that. So how about
When
I
you
just
go
take
back and
off
report
running-
to him you did that, and then Graham would look all mad. So
No, like how about like, so is he taking off? He just
looks
snorted
like
up
it
and drove?
by himself. He's in there on his little swoop bike, a little, and he sniffs this, shakes his head, and then he starts to kick it into gear, but he hasn't really noticed you.
Okay, so I say, "Excuse me, sir. Could you have a moment to talk with us?"
He looks up at you, an Imperial droid, and
Hello.
he immediately draws a blaster pistol and starts to fire at you. What do you do?
What kind of cover am I close to? I'm gonna dive out
I
of the
imagine
way.
you just kind of stepped around a wall, so you can try to dodge out
I'm
of the
gonna
way.
do one of these little just dodge out of the way like a dodgeball.
Awesome. Why don't you act under pressure?
Yeah, and that is act under pressure.
Cool. You roll plus.
Thank you.
I do have the basic moves associated listed right to the right of the stats to try to help with that. But I've got
Oh, great. Thank you. Sorry. Okay.
no problem. No
That
problem.
-1. Come on, fail. Oh man. I'm gonna level up real quick. It's got a 4.
Oh, that's awesome. You get shot right in the chest. You get to take 3 harm. Do you have armor? Just like built in as part of your gear, you could easily be slightly armored, but I don't think you chose that. Yeah, that's right. You're training, you don't get armor.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. You eat 3 harm. You can spend a luck if you want and take no harm.
No, I'm gonna take that 3 for now.
Sweet. So yeah, it knocks you down, and he kind of zips past you and flies up over the building, and he's trying to get the heck out of Dodge. What do you do, C-47?
I'm going to take a furnace for him getting hurt.
There you go. You hear C-47 through your comm unit. You gotta
Right.
take a furnace. So what do you do, C47? Oh, you're talking on mute, Clint.
Have Dash and Brum gotten up here
They're
yet?
like one beat away from you. They'll catch up in just a sec.
I don't know. So he shot me, and I kind of fall back a little bit. I pull out my gun and I take a shot at him.
Go for it. Kick some
some
ass.
Yeah.
That's rolling plus tough.
Stuff. Yeah, cool.
Kick some shebs.
Take a shot at him.
These dice.
What? This is rigged.
Is that
I got a
real? You
I
just
got a
rolled
3.
snake eyes?
Yeah.
Wow. So you fire a couple of shots and you're obviously programmed originally by stormtroopers. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So I just leveled up.
Nice. Cool. That's awesome. So you don't take any harm because he was just trying to get out of Dodge. However, the situation gets worse in that when he took off, he popped on the comm to tell the rest of his gang. Remember, they were in the club, that opportunity that you had. So they're coming out. You see 4 Ratataki come out of the side door. Dash and Ram, you come up. It's a C47 like firing. And you also hear a little boing, boing, boing from a couple of sensors that are up like in these really cute, like super decorated kind of street lamps. Evidently, there's some kind of signal that someone's fired a blaster pistol here in Kato in this particular bridge city.
I seem to have started something.
Buddy, you remember what we said about firing weapons in crowded cities?
To not miss?
And what did you do?
I missed.
Buddy.
I'm gonna get on the comms and I'm gonna immediately report this that someone just shot our droid in the to the authorities.
Oh, nice. That's a good call. So you're calling in that report, and Dash, you see 4 Ratataki. So they're like gray-skinned, hairless, heavy tattoos, lots of piercings, and one of them has a shock bat. One of the other ones has some kind of like whip chain, and yeah, none of them have blasters. Like they know that will set off particular alarms, and they break into a run, like charging down the alley towards you guys. Dash, what do you do?
I think he'll look over to the side at C47 where he's still got that like blaster in hand and sort of pat it, be like, maybe we go a little quieter now. Yeah, okay. And after saying that, he will. Well, no, this is the first fight. He wouldn't just pull it out immediately. So I think he'll try in and go like hand and armored plate against some of these guys.
Nice. That sounds dope. Move up and let's see if you can kick some shebs. Oh, goodness. Oh, you're a -1 on tough. You're an expert, except at fighting.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's good. You could level up too.
Oh, see, that's 8 - 1 is 7.
What? Who was even worried? I wasn't worried. I have faith in you. 7+, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game. You are using what? Just like bare hands? So you're doing
hands and like trying to, I've got some armored plates on forearms and shoulders and trying to ram those into people too.
Cool. So do you think of the 2 that are coming up, shock bat or guy with like electrified whip, which of the 2 do you think you clock pretty hard?
Shock bat seems like the easy one to take down.
Sweet. It's one
People
of those
who
where
play with electrified whips have really practiced a lot, or they take themselves out, so they're not the first one you attack.
That's right. That's so true. So the shock bat is going to do 2 damage to you, but you have 1 armor, so you only eat 1 of that harm, and then you connect like maybe right in his bread basket, and whoof of effort, and it definitely hurts, but it doesn't take him out. Vram, you're busy calling in that your droid has been shot when a guy with an electrified whip is coming, and he's going to try to whack you in the head with it. What do you do?
I'm going to shoot him.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
You should kick some shebs.
Right. I'm going to do that. So that's plus tough.
It is
2 in tough, I think. I rolled a 7. So
Nice.
that gives me a 9.
Yeah, 9 means you're 7 plus, but not a 10. You're gonna do your. Are you using the battered blaster rifle then?
I'm probably not using the big one, which is the battered blaster rifle. I'm probably using the blaster carbine. It's probably smaller and easier to get a hold of.
Sure, it totally makes sense, right? The
Yeah.
battered blaster rifle with that auto setting is probably a big monster. Sweet.
Yeah.
So you fire off the blaster carbine, catch him right in the chest just after he connects, right? Because you guys swap arm. So I think it kind of clocks your armor, but it doesn't. Like it's enough where maybe I don't think any harm gets through, but maybe your vocoder is a little twitchy for a little bit. But then you shoot him right in the chest and he goes sprawling back, right? C-47, there are 2 other guys and they're going to tackle you and try to knock you down and rip off your arms. Like it's a Wookiee martial art they've heard about. They're trying that. What do you do?
So I'm gonna grab my nunchucks.
Dope.
And as they're coming, I'm just gonna do one long swing in front and
Perfect.
hopefully hit both of them in the face.
Kick some sheds.
Yes, sir.
And you're tough as a 1.
Yeah.
You need to roll a 6 or less to be able to try to move to your next level up.
I got a 6.
Holy crap!
Wait, no, I only got a 5. Man. I rolled a 3 and a 1 and plus my modifier is a 5.
Sweet. So yeah, you get an XP, and you're able to hit one of them in the shoulder, and you're no weenie, right? You may have broken that guy's shoulder. You're not sure, but it doesn't stop his movement forward. And so he tackles and hits you, and you start to topple over. And that's when the other guy comes up and he does a thing where he like puts his hand on his buddy's shoulder to lift up, and he uses these weird brass knuckles. And you think, oh, it's just brass knuckles. Except when it hits, like it sets off this electric shock, and you take 3 harm. That thing, it's like he probably hurt himself with that, but it hurts. So you don't have any armor. Yeah, that's just going to push you to what, 4, 5, 6 harm.
6 harm, yeah.
6 harm. You get sent to the ground, and your processing is not good.
I'm starting to smoke a little bit.
Yeah, you're starting to smoke
in a cool
a
way.
And remember, you got luck points for
if you want to burn luck
getting 12s
right now,
if you get tired of rolling 6s.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a luck point on that. I don't want to go all the way to 6.
Sweet.
So
no harm whatsoever. He clocks you, and it should have hurt more than it did. Maybe you moved away just perfectly to where you hear that like lightning strike from him. And then he goes rolling over and he kind of shakes his hand. He has to throw off the brass knuckles. But you see that when he does that, he drops a little like comm unit. This might be something useful.
Yeah, I bend down and I say, "Ooh, what is this?"
So perfect.
Sir, I think you dropped this.
Good. So we have Shockback guy who's been hurt. We have guy with a chain who's not fighting right now. Like he is trying to get away. And then the 2 guys that just toppled C-47. So 3 on 3 at this moment. We're going to circle back around to Dash. You've got the guy with the shock bat that you're facing off with going hand to hand with his crazy shock bat. And he's like spittle coming out of his mouth and he's cursing at you. He's got metal teeth. He might try to bite you. What do you do, Dash?
Yeah. He's real scary. But I keep like glancing over my shoulder, being like, "Hey, buddy, you all right down there? You doing good?"
I'm good. Would you like a pair of vibro braces that this guy dropped?
Well, not at the moment, but maybe if you just. Oh, crap. Okay, I'll fight you fine.
Sorry.
Yes. Do you have a question?
I don't. No, sorry.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he says, "Come here, you piece of twang." And he's trying to swing for a homer. That is your head. What do you do?
Oh, I don't like that at all. I duck and try and uppercut him while he's, doing the follow through.
Nice. Kick some shebs.
Ooh, same. 8 - 1 is 7.
Nice. It's all you ever needed. Man, you should take notes from your droid on how to get XP. I mean, just keep failing to get XP. I mean,
I'm just not as good at it as C-47.
just always moderately competent. Okay, so you you connect with him. He hits you. I think what we would see there is you're going to eat another 1 damage. So you wait for him to do that, and I think you clock him like right in the chin. It staggers him back a bit. He drops the shock bat and looks around for a second. Fram, these two guys had tackled C-47, knocked him to the ground, but C-47 seems okay. What are you doing?
So there's 2 guys on C-47, and the guy just dropped the shock bat, right?
Yeah.
It's too late. We've already shot this place up. I'm gonna pull out the big gun and spin it up. I just go after the guys. So C-47's on the ground, and I'm just gonna blast him. Right?
That's nasty. Do it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Get him,
spin.
Bram.
I'm gonna spend one of my fires to get a +1. So that's a +3 against this roll.
Ooh.
It's still only a 7.
Okay.
So I'm glad I spent it. That weapon is where is
3. I think it's 3 auto, right?
Yeah.
So you're doing 3
3
to all
auto.
of them.
I'll do an additional by spending another fire. So I'll do 4 just to kind of intimidate them, you know.
Nice.
Haha.
Yeah, that's going to clear the deck. Shock bat guy, he dropped his shock bat and nobody was close enough to be at range with you, so you just end up drop on them and go ham on these 3 guys, like blah 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 blah, and they all drop and hit the streets of Kato Naboria. You still hear the wee wee wee.
No,
yes.
I don't think that weapon actually does multiple targets. So I think it's only 1, but we can say the other 2 drop.
I thought that's what the auto tag did, is allow you
is
to
it?
make attack against multiple enemies.
Oh, if that's true, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So you just shut them down.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think at that, but I rolled a 7, so they get to hit me.
They would get to hit you, except you're at range and they only have hand weapons because they don't use blasters on the area. They have alarms with blasters.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab the shock bat and turn to Dash and say, hey, should we leave now?
Yeah, we should probably have been running a few minutes ago. Buddy, your leg's still working?
C-47 stands up, does a little stretch. He's like, "Yep, feeling good."
You hear some.
Thanks
you
for
see
asking.
there are some Nemoidians in that same armor of the inspectors. Not the same people. These are others. They are starting to come around the bend from where you guys are near this nightclub. There are dead bodies all around you, and one Ratataki still tried to crawl away. If you want to run away, I think we need to choose who the leader is on trying to pick your way out of here and act under pressure.
I had maps of the area.
There you go. I think you're the one who's going to do that. Because you have maps, we'll give you a +1 forward on it.
There we go. Ooh, that +1 forward, that makes it a 10.
Nice. Perfect. You do what you set out to do. You pick a side alley that kind of heads directly away from where things are. You end up running through a bit of the back streets. And there's no like dead ends because, that would make people feel sad and trapped. They just didn't want to create this bridge city with that kind of oppressiveness. So you're able to winnow through, hop a couple fences, and eventually you give them the slip. And you guys find yourselves near this, like you can smell the Java. It's like there's a nice little kind of coffee shop nearby. What do you want to do?
Well, that was so apparently they don't like blasters around here, huh?
I think Vram pulls out like the little bat, electro bat. Is that what it was?
I called it a shock bat.
Shock bat, and kind of taps it and goes, "This'll do." You might want to, fix up your droid over there. He got a little bit worse for wear.
He's our droid. We're a group.
It's just a shell wound. It's fine. little dusting, a little buffing will be fine. So are we hiding right now? Or are we? I don't.
Oh, I was going to say we should take a little bit of a rest and see if we can't repair you a little bit.
I'm at 3 of 7, so I'm not in terrible shape for right now.
We got workshop tools though, maybe.
Do it. Heal him up.
Okay.
Sounds fun. Cool. So let's have you
Tech
use
proof?
technology. To heal him, you got to use technology.
Am I healing myself or?
I thought your expert wanted to do the thing. Is that right? Or I mean, I'm cool. However you guys want to go with it. Okay.
I'll definitely take help from C47.
Yeah, C47. If you want to roll to help out, you can
For sure.
roll plus.
Can I do my? Wait, no, sorry, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so roll plus what?
Oh, that's right. When other people help you, it's like a thing.
But I didn't pick that move though, so.
Oh, I see. Charging immediate danger. Okay, protect someone by doing what? Okay.
Yeah.
No, you would roll plus cool to help out, and your cool rating is a 0.
7.
Yeah, I think I pull out a sheet. It sort of looks like a drywall patch. But like when I put it over the hole, there's some little like auto clamps around the edges that sort of secure into his chassis, and then there's some like sparks and electrical things as it starts welding itself into place.
Oh, that's cool. So you get a +1 from C47's help.
I think I have 1 in tech.
So you're rolling +2.
Ooh, that's 12.
Nice. You can go ahead and be healed of wounds.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Dash. That feels quite nice.
Yeah. So it's heal 1 harm.
Well, yes, it would heal 1 harm, but I'm kind of fudging a little bit because we got a droid, right? So if it were a human or a bioorganic being, you'd heal anything less than 4 in a scene. But I'm letting this kind of trigger that as a narrative excuse to do what would have happened with a bioorganic. So that's okay. Cool. So
what happened back there? Did you insult some bikers again?
No, I saw the brother, Cisco. And I politely asked him if we could talk to him, and then he shot at me, so I shot back.
What did you say?
I merely asked if we could speak with him. That's literally what I said. I guess he didn't like me. It would make me sad.
No, don't be sad. Like I said, just people that don't know you just find you, wildly intimidating. What with being 8 feet tall, gunmetal black, and imperial design.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you guys done chatting back there? I think we have a job to do.
I'm ready to go. Waiting on Dash.
Oh no, I guess if you're ready now, Fram, we can move forward.
I think I take the puck away and I'm like, give me that. And I'm kind of like, boop, boop, boop.
sweet. Yeah, evidently, since he just shot at the Imperial droid and didn't find out you have a puck, Sissus has not gone far. He is a couple miles away and slightly up. You can triangulate and find that he's in what appear to be a set of high-rise apartments.
So we should go case the place because we don't care about Sissus. We care about Jesu. So let's go check him out. See if we can't find Jesu.
All right.
Cool.
So, Vram, how do you want to try to case this place out?
Well, I head off in that direction, and I'm just headed straight there. And I think whenever we get up there, we get to the building where we can kind of see it. See they're in this building.
Mhm.
And I think I head for the front door. I'm just going to go straight up in the elevator. Right? What?
I think Dash will rush up behind you as you're getting towards the door and sort of grab you by the shoulders and try and steer you off to the side.
I'm like, what are we doing? What I mean,
We're not approaching them head on and saying, "Excuse me, sir, can I ask you some questions?" Because as we previously found out, that causes them to get real shooty.
True.
So maybe we check around the back of the hotel. Maybe find some
Back door.
staff entrance.
They have cameras everywhere. Can't you get your droid to plug into the cameras and we can check out who's been in?
Again, our droid, and you could ask him yourself.
Oh,
I have a name.
Okay, C4, C47. Can you plug in and check the vids?
Yes, I will go around to the back and try to plug in back there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So I go to the back, find a data port, I plug in. I guess I'm trying to investigate a mystery.
Sounds good. Roll plus sharp.
Cool.
Remember, if you roll less than a 7, you get an XP.
I know. No whammies. Whoops, I clicked it twice. So the first one was a 4.
Oh, yeah.
Computers hate me today.
No.
You have more luck if you want.
Yeah, you do have luck if you want to blow a luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow a luck here. Take me down to 3.
Okay.
There was an app at some point, in the first Gauntlet Con, that the dice wouldn't roll above a 3.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was a weird quirk in Roll for Your Party.
But we've seen these dice roll above that, right?
We've seen it. Actually, most every time when
my
Patrick
second click by accident went to 8.
I know that was a success, and you rolled that 7 that one time. Sweet. All right. So you burn a luck, which gives you effectively a 12 plus, and with a 10 plus on investigative mystery, you hold 2. Don't forget the alternate investigative mystery if you wanted to ask a follow-up question of any kind.
Yes.
But there's more than enough questions for you to be able to get some information, I think.
Okay.
I just remembered a couple of things.
Oh, yes.
The first is C47 still has that
the
comm unit.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
so
the other thing was he's spending luck that does some special move, right?
It does. The luck move. That's how we got the comm unit on the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you spend a luck, you'll find something weird and maybe even useful. And so based on these questions, I'll try to fashion a weird and maybe useful thing.
So my first question is, what is being concealed here?
Nice. So you slice in and you are able to triangulate the exact location of Sissus using the puck. And you're able to actually tap into and listen in on the conversation. And what's been concealed here is you hear a female voice, and for a moment, it doesn't match to any voice you've heard before, but then you realize that she is speaking with Sissus and berating him because she finds out that 4 of the gang have been taken down, and then you realize that that's Jasu who is speaking with Sissus right now. So that is what is being concealed. She's here. She's above you guys. You get 2 questions. Do you want to ask the other?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I'm not sure how these questions are really going to fit in with how they have the things written.
Okay.
The alternate list might be a little better.
Yeah. So we know it's her and her brother.
What do you generally want to know? And we can help you fashion into one of the questions.
So what I'm trying to find is how do we locate the room that she's in? That's kind of what I want to find out.
Oh, yeah. We can just say you know the exact room number, and that's no problem. Yeah. You kind of pull up the schematics and the floor plan, and you're able to triangulate. And, oh yeah, she's at 1214.
Cool.
We'll say it's 1414. I like
14,
that.
14. Cool. I have found her. She's in room 1414.
Perfect.
Our droid did great, didn't it?
Thank you.
Give you a side eye like, oh, now they're our droid. But turn to Ram and say, there, see? Perfect. Now we walk in the front door. And Dash will turn and lead the other 2 into the hotel and go up to the lobby and say, I'd like to rent room 1412.
Of course. That will take a small deposit.
Sure, I have creds on me somewhere here.
And what name should I put this under?
Oh, aliases. Oh, God, I have to think of names twice.
Yes.
Cash Raven.
All right, Cash Raven. Here is your key card.
Thanks. And checkout time?
You need to check out by 11 a.m. tomorrow.
And is there any sort of continental breakfast or room service on site?
Of course, complimentary continental breakfast is available from 5 until 9 tomorrow morning. We also have an excellent menu if you wish to order any food for yourself or your very interesting friends.
That's wonderful. And Dash, Fran, you can tell he's getting too into this as he leans forward. He's like, so talk to me about thread counts.
Nice. So yeah, this droid is programmed with all of the it is Alderani cotton, and the thread count is in the 1200 range, and it's
I think that when you ask about breakfast, that's whenever we see this annoyed kind of stance appear with Ram, and he starts to tap his foot a little bit. And you start asking about the material and stuff, and he's like, "Come on."
All right. Well, I'll call back down to find out about your pillow menu.
sweet. So the 3 of you are headed to the lift to go up to. Sweet. So we have just barely over an hour left. Let's take our last 5-minute break. And if people need a couple more minutes than 5, that's fine. We'll see you in a bit. The 3 of you step onto the lift, it's kind of spacish. You see that there is a Twi'lek male who is dressed a little provocatively, and he kind of looks down when the three of you walk in, like he's trying to be unobtrusive, and then you start heading up the floors.
Can I ask you? I'm sorry, it's Cash, by the way. But can I ask you a question?
Of course. What may I help you with, Gentle Bean?
Your the stitching on that is really nice. Where did you buy that?
Oh, thank you for noticing. Look, it has like two. And there's an inside and an exterior stitch. That way, it's a rip stop.
It's nice. It's good. That's my
I
quality.
really like your cloak. And he like it becomes a little bold and like kind of runs his fingers along the cloak. But then for a moment, you feel the cloak like move away, and he can see your scars. What do you do, Dash?
I think he sort of like jerks back and like steps back further in the elevator and like puts his head down.
Please, I'm so very sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And he seems kind of afraid.
It's fine. It's fine. I just no, sorry. I just got nervous.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And he steps back. Bing. 14th floor.
Get off.
Cool. And then you get off, and Dash is just like a normal like muscle memory thing as you reach down to feel the hilt of your dark saber, and it's not there. And then the door closes.
He turns around and like bangs on the door right as they're closing.
Sweet. Yeah,
Cocky
it's
thief just pickpocketing me.
That's
C40.
terrible.
C47 and Bram, as Dash is doing that, you look down the hall and you see that there are two Ratataki, just like one of them is seated in a chair and is reading from a data pad, and the other one is leaning against the wall. It's the room. They're guards.
Well, is it important? I mean, you don't really. If they just took a little bit of cash, we'll get enough from this bounty. It's fine.
Very important. It was, the thing.
Not
You
the
know-
thing, right? You keep
Yes,
that better.
Yes.
What?
No, I was in it. It was snapped clothes.
Great. So I call down to the front desk
Mm-hmm.
and I say, "We have just been pickpocketed in your hotel by
my
a male
goodness.
Twi'lek.
A male
And
Twi'lek?
yes, I want you to please lock down this place until we get to the bottom of this."
We have specific protocols to handle any type of theft. We will take care and make sure that your item is returned. What was the item that was taken from you, gentle being, sir?
It was a pouch full of money.
A pouch full of money. Thank you.
It was a credit stick. Let's call it that.
A credit stick. Very well. We will return this to you.
Well, we must. Yeah. Okay. If you don't mind, we'd like to identify the culprit.
You would like to identify the culprit.
So let us know whenever you find them.
We will let you know as soon as we find the culprit, a Twi'lek male.
And click. That didn't get us anywhere. Sorry, that was a bad idea.
I was really worried you were going to say Darksaber over the cops.
I'm so sorry to hear about this. This is just
Hey.
awful.
Thanks, buddy. I don't know what the galaxy's coming to these days.
And I'm gonna walk C47 around the corner and getting more XP. I'm gonna walk him around the corner and say, plug into this data port and send all the elevators to this level.
Ah. Oh, you're muted.
That's a wonderful idea. I'll do that now.
Thank you very much.
Use
You're welcome.
technology.
And that is
You're going to roll plus tech, and your
that is
tech
1.
is
Here we go. Let's get something that's not below a 6. A 12.
No way! I don't believe it. That's awesome. Sweet. So that's
I would too.
perfectly fine. You redirect all 4 of the different lifts, including you realize that there's also a utility or kind of employee, and you send all of them to the first floor. Is that right, or this floor?
To our floor.
This one.
To your floor. Okay, cool. Awesome.
All the elevators
they're
will be
doing
arriving
that-
shortly.
While they're doing that, Dash is just like standing at the elder, mashing on the button over and over again, sort of. Mashing on the button over and over again, sort of tapping his foot. And every couple of seconds, he just like is glancing down the hallway at those 2 guys. And there's one of those moments where they're both looking at each other at the same time, and he sort of gives it like, "Hey," just an awkward wave.
Cool. And then the doors start to open, and then they close all of a sudden.
Nope.
Nice.
Nope.
Can I stick my robot hand in there real quick?
Ooh, nice. And as you guys are prying the doors open, you hear and then when you open the doors up, you see the legs of the Twillick as he's like sliced up, and he's not climbed up and started to climb his way out of the elevator. What do you do?
Run in and jump and try and grab his feet.
Sweet. We quickly cut over to the 2 Ratataki. The one in the chair has like leaned forward and is watching what's going on at the elevator. And the other one looks at him and goes, "This is like a comedy routine." Yeah, I know.
Down here. No, you're not squirming away.
Sweet. So you grab hold of his leg and he lets out a shrill scream like, "Ah, what are you doing? Hand me." Please?
You give me that back. Give me that back right now. Not yours.
All right, let's see if you can intimidate him enough with your threats of violence and manipulate him to throw down the Darksaber. Because if you fail, he's going to swat at you with a Darksaber. So good luck.
Ignore the fact that you have a weapon in your hand and give it to me. No, he's saying, "Listen, the authorities have been called. This whole building's being surrounded right now. Every floor is filled with cops."
Oh, he says, "They're not going to do anything here. This is a gang-held hotel, man."
Shh, we're not trying to let them on.
Okay.
A charm. Do I have charm?
You should be relatively charming, 0.
Neutrally charming. So that stays at a 9.
Stays at a 9. Okay, so on manipulate someone. 7 to 9, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it. He says, "It's super greasy up here. You got to let me down and promise you won't hurt me."
You hand it over, and I won't do anything to you, but I can't promise what happens before you put that thing back in my hand.
Thing. He drops down towards just the hilt of the Darksaber, and the hilt drops down, and you see these like a little bit of grease and oil on his really nice looking top. And you'll let the elevator go, and I can get out of here.
Yeah, fine. Just get out of here. Get some gongo grease on that before that sets.
Right? Because
Permanent stain.
I come in and I reach up and I say, "I will get you," and I help him down and I sit him back down onto the ground.
Sweet.
Very gently.
He's super scared when you do that, but it's not like he has anywhere to run. And then he hands over the Darksaber and says, "I wasn't lying about the cloak. That really is nice. Can I go now?"
What did you mean about this whole place being a gang building?
Yeah, this is the Ratataki run this whole place.
So why are you here?
I'm working.
So you go up and down the elevators trying to pickpocket other guests other than the Ratataki?
Oh no, that just seemed like an excellent opportunity.
For him, I think he's a friend, like a professional friend.
Yes.
I think Bram steps back and looks him up and down and goes, "Huh. Okay."
Friend of the day.
Guy can go now.
And I turn and look at Dash. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We're not trying to cause any trouble here in
You should
this
just
elevator.
go. They know you're here. You should go.
I mean, they don't know where. What?
One of the gang members got your descriptions and passed it all along. Everyone at the hotel knows to look for a Gand, a handsome human, and an Imperial droid.
That's. I mean, moisturize. Oh no! I mean, if that's true, then leaving would be more dangerous than walking the 10 feet down to that door, don't you think? It's a lot more of them between us and the outside.
Stairs down the side hallway if you decide to go.
It's fine. It's good. Now get out of here and stop stealing.
Of course. Peace be unto you. May the force be with you, etc., etc. Press the button for the doors to close.
Yeah, peace and long life, all that stuff.
I love that you just told him to stop stealing.
It's so good.
I mean, he's got a job. He doesn't need to be doing illegal things.
All right. You guys are now in the hallway. The elevator is retreating.
So let's walk right on down to our room and go
Yeah,
right
just-
inside.
Casually stroll to the left and just nod at the guys outside the door and just with the thing of like, ugh, kids these days, right?
Oh, Ram actually steps up and tips them. Because they're actually, thank you for looking after us, and gives them a little tip and then steps back into the,
Yeah, he looks down at the like. Okay. Sweet. So, yeah, who opens the door to your room?
I think Dash
I'll
has the
open the
key.
Yeah, Dash.
Yeah.
Sweet. Shoot. Door unlocks. Push the door open. You had how much armor?
One.
Awesome. Sweet. So as you open up the door, you see there are 3 Ratataki with blaster rifles, and one of them opens fire on you. You take 2 harm, and they keep firing. What do you do?
I say, I shout out whatever the Star Wars equivalent of shit is.
Oh, there's a bunch. We'll go with
All that's coming to mind is
Poodoo?
Krell, and that's the wrong universe.
You could go Dwang or Poodoo. Either one of those sound good to me.
Dwang, that sounds nice. Dwang! Slam the door shut, back against it, look at the other 2. I think we got the wrong room.
The one in the seat stands up, and the other one says, "Okay, well, you guys come quietly."
And I think Ram pulls the shock bat out of his coat.
Yeah.
The guy behind him is like, "Not so quietly," and they will start moving forward. So we have pictures for those 2 guys. Their names are Rack, who is the big guy who was seated the whole time, and Gavos. And Gavos is wiry and moves surprisingly fast. So when you pull out the shock bat, Ram, he's on you. Do you want to kick some shebs? Because
Yeah,
he's
let's
looking
do
to kick
that.
yours.
So I think it's just kick some shebs, see what that
Yeah.
looks like.
Roll plus tough.
So I rolled a 6.
Do you want to let that lie?
Yeah, I'll let that lie.
Sweet. So the good news is that you get an XP.
Right.
You do. The bad news is that he knows pressure points. And so he reaches up and hits you in a nerve around your neck, and that shock bat hits the ground. Your arm that was holding it doesn't want to work right now. You take 2 harm, but that right arm is disabled for a bit.
Okay.
What do you do?
Me?
Yeah. Just like,
Nice.
what's the reaction we see from you?
Oh, so I think that arm goes numb, and I think with the other hand he reaches in and grabs a pistol.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sweet. So the bigger one, Rack, if I remember on names, yeah, Rack is he's going to be coming after you, C47. So hey, Dimps, and he's going to try to hurt you. What do you do?
I pull out my nunchucks, and super quickly, I'm able to not only pull my nunchucks out, I push Dash out of the way to protect him, and then swing my nunchuck right towards his face.
Can we
Oh,
actually
that
say that
sounds
your nunchucks shoot out into your hand?
Yeah, we can do
Yeah.
that. Like, yeah. Hard to stay. Okay, so here's my roll.
Well, hold on. Is it more important to you to protect Dash?
Yes.
Do you want to like tell him what to do or something along those lines?
I was looking at that, and I don't.
All you have to do is like just say any kind of instruction. And
Yeah, I mean, I could be like, "Stay behind me."
there you go. You've triggered
Yeah.
it. You can roll
Okay.
plus charm to protect someone.
All right. Well, I rolled a 13.
Why am I even doing this? Because I expected you to roll like crap.
Nice.
That's why I'm doing
Yeah.
it. That's awesome.
So I was able to push him back and swung my nunchuck at his face, at
Sweet.
Chunk's face, or whatever his name is.
Okay, cool. So just so I'm not trying to force you into a move you didn't intend, is it more important to you to help to protect Dash from harm, or for you to take out the person who wants to do Dash harm?
It was to do more harm.
Okay, then let's go ahead and say that you trigger kick some sheds, because that was your intent.
That's what I was initially doing.
Okay, cool.
The pushing Dash was more of just the narrative, like.
Yep, totally got it. Awesome. So you get the 10 plus, you get an extra effect. That's on rows 11 through 14.
Would stepping straight forward into the fight count as what could go wrong?
Right. I mean, this is where I don't understand it very much. So, I mean, I was kind of thinking that, but like it had already started, so it wasn't like I was immediately going into danger.
No, that's
You
fine.
could have like
We're into
dove
it. You
for
triggered it.
cover or something.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I like it. You're charging immediate danger, like stepping in.
Okay.
That sounds good. So you've triggered that. You get to hold 2.
Okay.
That hold you can spend it in this fight. So
Okay.
got it.
So do we know how much harm this guy can take?
Most of your opponents take somewhere between 3 to 7 harm generally.
Because I want
Usually
to go ahead.
less.
I want to go ahead and add 1 harm to my nunchuck hit.
Sweet. So that means you're doing a total of 3? Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you thwack this guy across the face. You feel a bone crunch. We won't get any more descriptive than that, but it's enough to kind of snap his head around, not kill. But it's definitely, he is going to be seeing stars, and it staggers him.
You also get a 10 plus effect on kick some shibs.
I think that's what you chose, right? Is the terrible harm plus 1 harm, or?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were spending a what could go wrong hold on the harm.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh,
You
you can
inflict
do
1 harm.
both, and that will take him 100% down if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So so I'm clear, by choosing to go step into this fight, you're triggering what could go wrong.
Right.
You then roll to kick some shebs. So it's kind of a like you're doing 2 moves in one, which I don't normally do, but I want you to be able to use your cool trainee move. So
Yeah.
you're doing it. You
Cool.
rolled a 12 plus on the move, kick some shebs. You're choosing to do inflict terrible harm, and you're also choosing from the what could go wrong to add 1 more harm to it. That will take him down. He does, though, pull off, I think, what do you do? Like, do you punch a droid? Yeah, he's just crazy enough to try to punch a droid out. So he punches you, which would do 2 harm because he's real strong. But yeah, he goes down.
Cool.
So you take a little bit of harm, and then
Sure.
you clock him with your awesome nunchuck.
Wow.
It's less scary than I thought it was. Sweet. The appearing, disappearing dash. What happened? It goes crazy. Is it the sunlight in the background that's making your...
Yeah, I was
Insane.
trying to account for the sunlight, and then I just sent it into a nosedive.
Poor thing. Just got worse and worse. Okay.
It's so confused.
Sweet. So Vram
Oh, no.
dropped his shock bat, and now Dash, I'm curious what you'll do. We have one person, one Radataki who you are facing. That is Govos. Don't forget, there are 3 dudes with blaster rifles. They're not taking a smoke break.
I have
coming.
not. And as C-47 sort of directs me behind him, I do hunker behind him, reach down, pull out my blaster pistol, and I'm gonna shoot the locking mechanism on the door, because as a technology expert, I realize that if an electronic device is in one state and you shoot it, it flips to the opposite state and locks there. So now the door is locked and can't be opened again.
That sounds like a thing that we should use technology for. Roll plus tech and see if your theorem is proven correct. I'm kind of pulling for this.
It's just barely right. It's a 7.
I was about to say it looks like a 6, but you didn't add in your modifier, so it is a 7. Yeah, you get to choose one for the use technology, and sometimes it works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch. The keeper, that's me, will tell you what effect, will decide what effect the glitch has. So I think your effect is to bar a place
Or
or
a portal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what
A
glitch do you
specific
choose?
person or type of creature is those guys.
Those guys. Yep. Those Radataki on the other side. And what glitch do you choose?
The tech draws immediate unwelcome attention. I think alarms start going off.
Yeah. Klaxons fire. Weep, 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 weep. Sweet. So yeah, that happens. So you were dealing with that, which means that guy who disabled your arm, Vram, is, as you're pulling out your pistol, he's going to try to disable your other arm. So he tries to hit you right in another joint. So you're trying to kick some shevs and shoot him first.
So I have a question.
Yes.
I have a move called Ascetic, which is spend 1 fire to ignore pain and discomfort in your current situation, even beyond normal human tolerances. Would that could I spend a fire
Absolutely.
to get that arm back?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that. It turns out that my Gand physiology is a little bit different than what he expected. What he did was he locked up that joint, and it's one of those things that arm kind of bends backward and then comes back.
That's badass.
Yeah. And so should I do something else, or is that my move?
I think do something else. Like that's a
Okay.
reaction to it,
Yeah.
kind of a setup to what you're doing
Yeah.
in the fight, because otherwise he just gets free harm, and that doesn't seem super fair. So let's
So-
have you.
So I'll just pull the trigger on the gun that I have pulled out and kick some
Sure.
jabs.
That,
Yeah.
that seems right.
Oh, that's a 5 plus 2 is 7.
Oof, man, I thought you had just a 5, but that is +2.
Yeah.
You guys will swap harm. And so he is going to, I'm not going to make you activate that thing again. I'm just going to say that you're still affected by the ascetic. So you're
Mhm.
just going to take 2 harm, but you do have armor. So I think at this point you take no, I think you have 2 armor, right? Am I
Yeah.
misremembering?
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. So you do shock bat damage to this guy.
Actually, the shock bat's on the floor. This is the gun.
Oh, right. Too
Yeah.
bad. Because that gun is bad for him. Blaster pistol, right? So you're
Yeah.
doing 2?
I think it's 3.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he's got a carbine.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And-
So 3 damage is definitely going to hurt him a lot.
And I will spend another fire to increase the damage
Oh, that'll take him
by
out.
1.
Okay. Yeah. It's just a
Can I
quick
describe
draw.
how this looks?
Yes. What does it look like?
Yeah, this is, that arm kind of cracks back and he's distracted by that. And the other arm buries the pistol into his belly and pulls the trigger. And he slumps to the ground.
Nasty. Cool. So you guys have a moment to take a breath, and then there's blaster fire from that room, so you guys end up needing to kind of move a little bit out of that way.
So were we standing in front of our hotel room, and the
I imagine you
one
were
next,
near that.
and the next room over was where it was being protected?
Yeah.
So C-47 is just going to immediately just smash in the door that was being guarded, because that's the room we're going for.
Right, and the guards are down. That's a thing.
So I just, football smash into it.
Yeah, that's easy enough. Smash in. This is a suite, so there's like this main living area. There's a balcony out one side, and then there's a door to what will probably be like the bedroom. There's a kitchen area to the right. You do not see anyone there waiting to shoot you. The door is open to the balcony. The door to the bedroom is closed. What do you do? Can't hear you, Clint. Talking on mute, Clint.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Are you guys going to be like right behind me, or am I just still going?
They're right behind you.
So I'm just going to keep going and push the bedroom door open.
Cool. All right. So
just bulldozing through.
Sweet. So you
the droid. So basically, yeah.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry about that. I'm actually back to back with C-47. So basically, as he comes in, so you have this 7-foot high droid and this like 4.5-foot high Gand, back to back, kind of coming into the. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Sweet. So the two of you guys go into the bedroom. Sweet. When you head into the bedroom, you see that this was this is a hotel. This looks like lived in, right? The sheets are like it's the sheets are down. There's different artwork on the walls. There's a few there's a radio of some kind and music player and some other things that it just looks like whoever lives here has been here for a while, but they're not present. Dash, you follow in. You see the Vram and C-47 have headed into the bedroom area. Does not appear to be anyone in the kitchen. What do you want to do?
So I don't actually follow them in. I think Ram notices as he's backing into the room there that the hallway is empty except for the guys on the floor. And I want to go ahead and spin my hold on the one with the plan to go diving through another room's door on this side, straight out onto the balcony of that room and jump over to the balcony of the room that they're going into.
Cool. So you hop out to the balcony. I want to make sure you guys are on the same page as me. Is we have main suite. We have to the left is the door to the bedroom that they just went into. There's kind of a kitchen area. It's like a shotgun kitchen area and like a small eating area. You're going straight through to the balcony area, right? And trying to jump across the balcony. Is that what your thought process?
I'm going through a neighboring room that's not the locked one and not the main room.
Oh, cool. All right.
Dashing out that balcony and then jumping over to the balcony.
You bust your way through and you jump as you kind of maybe step on the rail. You see the guy that you have, Sissus. You see him heading up and you see the girl up top. She's got it and is pulling his hand to try to pull him up onto the roof.
And I'll just, buddy, they're outside, climbing up, and I will try and jump skillfully. It probably goes great. Hanging on to the balcony that they're climbing up and start climbing up.
Awesome. And you still can use that hold to get up onto the roof. That's no problem. You're where you need to be, which is where they are, right? Cool. Sweet. So you see the two of them. You see the Ratataki. She looks a lot like the picture that you saw. There's something different about her, though. What is it? What is about her that, if you just had this picture and didn't know all the other clues, would throw you off from just having that picture?
Let me see. I think, yeah, I think she has like painted makeup on her skin, and she has a false cap so that she is trying to pass as a blue-skinned Twilight.
Oh, neat.
But it's the like tattoos going down her face that are the same as the picture.
Oh, that's super cool. I love it. I love it. Because you only had audio from before, so you might not have even recognized, or maybe even thought she was a servant girl, but she decided to bug out with her brother. Fantastic. So let's cut back to C47 of Ram. Dash just told you, hey, I'm heading up. They're up there. You see that there is no one here in the bedroom. What do you do?
Can we go out to the patio and climb up through the same way Dash did?
Sure, absolutely. So you guys head out. So there'll be a beat up here, Dash, with just you and Sissus and the sister. And Sissus, he has a blaster pistol, right? We've established that. So he draws out his blaster pistol and she says, listen, hey, if you're after credits, you can work this out.
Dash will like slowly step forward to follow them. Say, it's not the credits. There's some big people after you. Means you've done some bad shit.
Haven't we all? Listen, I know a doctor who can get you fixed up, make you pretty again.
I think there's just silence. And he steps forward and like the hand that's hidden by his cloak comes up as the dark saber ignites. Says,
nice.
Look, this galaxy is changing. We need to get rid of things that are too much like the old ways. You don't have a place here. But I get paid a lot more if you come in breathing.
Kill him, Sissus. And then C47, Vram, you guys come up as...
Are we on the... I'm sorry. Is this on the top floor?
Yeah. Yes. It's on the top floor of the...
On the roof.
Of the,
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I was just going to remind, C47 has a hoverboard.
Right.
So I think, if you don't mind, narratively, I think he pops over the top and Gand is trying to crawl up and hop and can't quite reach it.
Well, here's what I was actually wanting to do, realizing that we're on the top floor. Can I actually like punch through the ceiling and grab him by the ankles?
Oh, that sounds amazing.
And I will give Vram my hoverboard so he can hover himself because he's short.
So thoughtful. So very thoughtful.
You know, I like helping my friends.
I tell you what, let's have you act under pressure to basically go with the exact right place to grab his leg.
Okay. Cool. So I still have a hold from my smashing through the door earlier, unless that's faded.
No,
by
you haven't
point.
used it up. It's all part of it.
Cool.
This is crazy.
So act under pressure is
You get 2 forward? That's awesome.
yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add my 2 there. It's an 8.
An 8. Man, but if you hadn't had those pluses, you know what that would have been? A 6. So the dice are still with you, Fred. You just happen to have modifiers now. That is awesome. So an act under pressure on 7 to 9. I'm going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. It's going to hurt, right?
Yeah.
Punching through Duracrete like this is going to hurt. And I think you're going to take like 2 harm AP for doing this. But if you're willing to pay that price, you reach forward and grab hold of his leg. You were going for the brother.
I was going for the brother's legs. Yes.
Sweet. All right. So yeah, you reach up, you grab him, and he's gonna freak out because nobody saw that coming. So that is gonna give Dash gives you, we'll say, like a +1 forward, and he's also immobile, so it's gonna be really hard for him to fight back. For him, you come floating up on the hoverboard as Dash moves forward with the dark saber. But we'll see what Dash is doing first.
I've got somebody by the legs. I'm not sure who it is. I hope it's the right person.
And I think with the like comment about Dash's face and her decision to kill it, Dash is like upset. He's getting angry at this point, and there's lightning that's starting to, not lightning, but like sparks and arcs of electricity that are starting to go up and down the darksaber. To talk about it, like responded to your emotions.
Nice.
And all you can see of his eyes are shadowed from the hood as he steps forward, and all you can see is his mouth and nose as he gives like a quirked and very vicious grin and just mutters, "Thanks, buddy." And he moves forward to strike at him, bring the saber down.
Nice. Kick some shebs. Take that +1.
I will, because I need it. Oh, that's a 4.
Man. Okay, so here's what happens. First of all, congratulations, marking XP. Second of all, you come forward. He can't move out of the way, and he fires at you, but you're moving so quickly that you don't even, like, it doesn't even register, and you complete that thing. He raises his hand at the last second, and then we hear the scream of pain, and it's Star Wars, so we get to see the arm laying on the...
Oh yeah, it just thumps onto the roof.
Yeah, just like thumps onto the roof, and he's screaming in pain. And then he falls to the ground, right? Like C-47 kind of holds him up, but eventually lets go. But you take a 3 harm, -1 for your armor, so you take 2. It hurts, and that pushes
That
you.
puts me at 6 out of 7.
Unless you burn a luck to ignore that, you are hurting, man. You are hurting. But we'll cut to Vram as we see Jasu is there. She watches her brother get his arm cut off. It freaks her out, and she turns and she's going to try to run. No, not sure where she's going to run to.
Oh.
Well, you actually muted yourself. You were good. We heard you say, "Oh." Okay, you're out. You're good.
Yeah, sorry. I think that she takes off running, and you see this resigned look from Vram. He's like, I don't want to run after this girl. And so his stubby little legs start running along, trying to catch up with her. And I think he's going to start shooting at her, to slow her down, basically. So she has to kind of duck out of the way because she's got to be faster than I am.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm going to try something different.
Ooh, what do you want to do?
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop down off this hover sled. You know, it kind of rises, and you see, Vram come up, and he's got this big gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, she takes off, and he hops down, and he drops the gun and grabs that hover sled and throws it at her. Right? So I imagine this is sort of like one of those hoverboards, the hover skateboard kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking. He's just going to try and clock her. That's all it is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think it's kick some shebs. Like, to me, unless you were angling for like a used technology to potentially do this crazy thing.
I'm not sure I want to actually hurt her. I'm just trying to take her out. Would that be an act under pressure, maybe?
Sure. You know what? Yeah, you're trying to angle it just right.
Yeah. Okay. That is cool. And I have a +1, and I rolled a 9, so that makes it a 10.
Wow. That is great. So on a 10 plus, you do what you set out to do. It's one of those where she gets near the edge and she's still running just pell-mell as hard as she can, like towards the edge of the roof for some reason. And then when the hoverboard whips around and it clips her in the back of the head, and she boom gets knocked off to the side and kind of skids along the roof. But then her right arm goes like slightly over the edge, but the force doesn't send her forward. She just kind of sprawls out there, laying on the side of the roof.
And that's when we see the little stubby legs start running towards her.
Yeah, thump, 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 and Bram, you catch up to her. And when you get near, you see that there was this huge, like Olympic-sized pool down there. She was going to try to jump 14 stories. Well, technically 13, but 13 stories down to the pool, hoping she would survive the impact. You clocked her and stopped her. What do you do, Fram?
She's kind of laying there, and I put the knee in her back, and I pull out the
Binders?
electro cuffs, the binders,
Yeah.
and snap them around her and kind of stand her up, or just start dragging her back.
Nice. Dash, this guy, you just dark sabered the heck out of him. You're hurting pretty bad, but he's done. He may bleed out if you don't do something. What do you do?
See if I had anything appropriate. But no. So he'll Dash will kneel down and just say very matter of factly, "It's over. You can stop, or I can end this."
I'll stop. He says, I'm going to calm the rest of the gang and tell them to back off, okay? He slowly reaches for the comm unit. Does not pull out a gun.
Saber.
Exactly. He does not pull out the gun. And yeah, we have like a big kind of drone level shot of you guys up here on this high rise of the big bridge city as you've defeated and captured Jesus.
And as he's pulling out that comm, he's talking to his gang. I just sort of down into the hole. "Okay, buddy, you can let him go. I think we're good."
Okay, thank you.
Sweet. So I would like to take a couple minutes to offer you guys the idea of epilogues, because on a one shot, I hate that unfulfilled feeling of not being able to do a little thing that I maybe wanted to do. So with your epilogue, try not to like write over what other player characters do without checking in with them. You can set yourself up for your next hunt if that's the way you want to go out with your character. You could also jump forward a little bit more to this is them leaving the Bounty Hunter Guild. It's totally up to you. Put the character to bed. Who would like to go first for epilogues?
I'll go first.
Cool.
So C-47 makes his way up to the top with everyone else, and he goes over and he picks up both of the brother and sister by their belt loops. It just picks them up and drops them over his shoulders, and he's going to carry them back to the ship. And he's very apologetic about the whole thing. He's like, "I'm so sorry. So-and-so does this, Dash, he gets his lightsaber, blah, blah, blah." And he's just very apologetic, and he's just being super nice. And he carries them back to the ship, and he makes sure they're all bandaged up and nicely stowed away for the journey back to wherever it is we're taking them. Thank you.
Nice. So polite. You always get high marks from your quarry, like in the post-hunt survey.
Right.
After action survey. Nice.
Yeah, it's the customer satisfaction rating for C-47 is just off the charts.
I think for Dash, it's still here on the horrifying bridge city, but he's walking down the street and he's sort of clinking in his hand and then puts in his pocket the bag of like strange metal bars that is money, because we just got paid for this great bounty. And he stops and he's looking in the window of a shop at a suit on a mannequin that I think like sort of a hollow projection, and it changes every couple of minutes like a new suit. He's got an interested look on his face. The camera sort of backs up and we see the name of the shop is that one that the Twi'lek guy had told him.
Mm-hmm.
And as he walks in the shop, that Twi'lek comes walking out of like a dressing room, wearing a new outfit, and they sort of stop for a minute, stare in this sort of like there might be Western standoff music going in the background for a minute. And then Dash sort of sighs and walks forward, and like as the camera is zooming out, they're chatting together, and you see them like the Twi'lek guy like leading him over to like, oh, look at this suit over here, sort of thing.
It ends with shopping. So good.
So I think, if you don't mind, I think that there's all three of us, and this is far in the future. You know, at some point, maybe a year, maybe a few years, and we're on another hunt. And just like normal, we see Ram, and he's just being his old grumpy self. He's like, you know, basically we're in the middle of a firefight, and he's like, you know, Dash, what did your droid get us into this time? And I think that C-47 is shooting, and he hits somebody and goes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then Ram is like, you know, it comes down to this, and he stands up with that big gun, and there's that blast of light as the trigger's pulled, and that's what fades us out. Right.
Yeah, I love that. Like a rousing rock symphony as the credits roll. That is really cool. Oh man, that was great. So thank you, all three of you, for a rousing game
Thank you.
of Bounty of the Week. If you don't mind, I'd love to do just a little bit of post game feedback. You know, I'll go ahead because it's a one shot. I'll go ahead and stop the recording here so that you can curse at me if you want. No one will know. No one will ever know. So I'll stop the recording here. Thank you guys so much.